He's done a fantastic job. Let's send him back inside after he picks up his food. Up here. Over here. Hup. Hup, hup. Say goodbye to Orion, everyone. Okay, lords and ladies, up next, we've met one of the two types of vultures found here in this country. It's time to meet the other one. And this one is actually very special for us because he's been in our program for quite some time, but he's never been a flighted bird until recently. He was one of those that had come to us because he'd been struck by a vehicle. In his case, his wing was so badly damaged that we thought he was never going to be a flighted bird at all. But then over this past summer, something interesting happened. And let's see if we can figure it out. Lords and ladies, I'd like to introduce everyone to Severus, the turkey vulture. Give him a big welcome, everyone. Up. Don't worry, I don't see him either. He's very special because he's wearing a cloak of invisibility. Oh, okay. Apparently he's having some medieval technical difficulties. Please stand by. Here we go. Oh, Severus. While she's getting him sorted out, he had actually this past summer been jumping higher and higher to some different perches in his enclosure that he'd not been to before. So we started giving him some different exercises to be able to get some more muscling built up. And hopefully, he is going to actually come down here this time. So here we go. Ready? Hup, hup. Come on down here, Severus. Here he comes.
Oh, yeah.
Give him a big welcome, everyone. You want to come the rest of the way? Come on over here. Come on.
If they're coming at you like that, it's like a on your back.
You can do it. There you go. Now, what's really interesting about this, aside from the fact that he's now at least a partially flighted bird, is the fact that this type of bird is being studied in Germany right now for a very special job. What they would like for them to do is to help locate cadavers following disasters. So, because they can cover a lot more area from the air than the dogs do on the ground, they want them to work together with the dogs so that when they detect something from above, and they can smell something for about 2 miles away, they want them to give the dog a little special flap or some sort of identifier that lets them know that they've detected something down below, so the dogs can then zero in on that location and hopefully find those folks faster. That being said, he's really doing a fantastic job, isn't he? We'll go ahead and send him back inside as well. Let's say goodbye to Severus, everyone. Next up, lords and ladies, we're going to meet a bird that comes from here. It's actually found starting around southwest Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, throughout South and Central America as well. This bird has a lot of interesting, unique features about it. We'll talk about a couple of them here today. What we're going to start off with is showing you what it looks like when this type of bird misses its prey the first time, then flips back around to come and get it. Okay? So, that being said, Lady Shannon's going to operate him. I'd like to introduce everyone to Finn, the Harris hog. Give him a big welcome, everyone. Top. And here we go. We're going to pretend for a moment that it's his favorite. We'll just say it's Fluffy. And hops across the ground. Good catch. Now, this one has about 150 pounds of pressure of gripping power in those feet, but that's okay because this bird is unusual because most birds of prey typically choose a single mate and they live and hunt within a specific territory. This species lives in groups of colonies and they hunt together in packs. Their nickname is the air wolf because their hunting technique is really similar to that of wolves. What they do is get together in groups, 5, 10, 20 or more. Some of them will get down on the ground on foot and chase prey out from the underbrush. Meanwhile, there'll be others waiting in the surrounding area to ambush the prey as it's flushed up by the birds on the ground. That's what's known as cooperative hunting, and it's really rare for a bird to do. Now, something interesting this bird also does in the wild, because there's not a lot of tall perches out in the deep desert, the tallest being usually a saguaro. Whenever one of the birds finds one of those tall perches, the first bird will come along and simply land on top of the perch. The next bird will come along and land right on top of the first bird. The third bird on top of the second one, and so on and so forth until they've stacked up several birds high. It looks precisely like a totem pole. Nobody knows why they do it, but it's thought maybe it aids them in their hunt, maybe to give them some height advantage to see prey better on the ground, or maybe to leave the perch altogether to capture prey more effectively. Well, he's done a fine job for us here today. So let's see if we can get him to go home. Ready? Home, hut! Home, hut! So he's a little bit over a year old, and he's also learning. No, there we are. Home, hut, hut! Duck. Hut, hut. Wasn't that exciting? That was really awkward. He's so talented. All right, it's time for you to go in, little man. Right this way. Here. Hey, gonna goose the hole. Hey, over here.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
You just split me the bird.
Bloody hell!
Home, hut! So, yesterday, at the end of the day, he did this exact same thing. He actually went in his door, and just before the door closed, he popped back out again and went for another fly. All right, let's try it again. We want him to actually complete this behavior, so let's see if we can get him to do it.
There he goes.
All right, so there we go.